Alright, Zane mains, welcome back to another one of my lovely build videos. And since Love and Tentacles came out, we got a big boost in skill points. So we went from 50 to 53 to 57. So a total from base game, 7 skill points. And we've been able to kind of mash those around to make something that I hold very dear to my heart. It does a lot of damage, has a lot of utility, survivability, you name it, it does it. Of course, at the end of the video, there'll be a little showcase of showing what I can do with the build and what you could possibly do as well. So let's get into the skill points real quick. The majority of our points will be in our blue tree. Based mostly around Good Misfortune and the Seeing Dead class mod. It just opens up Zane for so much build variety and damage that it's ridiculous. So right off the bat, you'll see a couple things that are different from most builds. One, I only went 1 point into Salvation, and Salvation is really good for survivability. But with the amount of damage that we're outputting in the build, the 3% is definitely enough to sustain. Two other notable things is I did not go full spec or 4 spec into Cool Hand or Violent Violence. They are good damage dealers in their own way, but the reason why we did not go big into these points was because I wanted some more time with Supersonic Man. So with the addition of the extra points, not only was I able to get the 5 out of 5 in Synchronicity, but also in Donnybrook, and elongated time for Borrowed Time as well, comboed with Good Misfortune. It might as well be a calm, cool, and collected build without the necessity of hitting criticals and doing all that stuff. You can just literally point and click and kill and melt double heavyweights and the Valkyries and everything. And that's because we can go ahead and take at least 2 out of 3 points in Supersonic Man. Now, there are some different builds that I've tried, and they did so much damage, but that was at the expense of losing some of your survivability, and that's not consistent. And I really like consistent gameplay. Now, depending on how you play this build, because there is an infinite amount of ways for you to change up some of the specific gear, or some of the other stuff that I'll show you in a little bit. But if we get an extra skill point, it's definitely going into Supersonic Man. But for now, 2 out of 3 points is just enough, because doubled up with both of our skill points, we'll get a total of 16. That's an extra 15% plus damage, because that'll get mitigated through, of course, our Violent Momentum. So the rest of our points kind of get dumped into survivability, utility, and damage all at the same time. Adrenaline, keeping that action skill cooldown rate is pretty good when the skills are on cooldown. It helps mitigate your downtime. Shield recharge rate, I'm using a special shield. I'll show you guys here in a second as well. And I really want this rate to be through the roof, because it adds to our damage as well. And then speaking of adding to damage, with this on top of it, Confident Competence, we're adding extra gun damage and extra accuracy on top of that. And when you put guns like, I don't know, Maggie, for example, which is supposed to have its accuracy lowered, you're putting it back up to before it got nerfed. So it just works out. So with the loadout, of course, we're trying to go with as many of the while Sentinel active, 100% as damage bonus cryo, on as many things as we can. As you can see, I did get lucky, and I got this from a fellow Discordian. I did not get this myself. He gave it to me. Shout out to him. But some of the other things that are underleveled, everything else is underleveled. I don't actually use that most of the time. I actually use this 53 wedding invitation. So all of my stuff has that particular anointment, but a couple of things are adding to the damage overall. One, I'm going with the version 0.m. Gives you that amp damage in the beginning, and then we're getting movement speed off of this on top of that, and movement speed mitigates all the way down to damage as far as violent momentum is concerned. I've seen that class mod severely underleveled, but really and truthfully, it has what I basically wanted anyway, which was the 25% weapon damage. I actually don't use any assault rifles, but we use plenty of Mollywong stuff, so that damage is also nice. And on top of that, the pearl that just dropped from the new DLC after beating it, it's really good, guys. I had to get rid of my electric banjo and elemental projectors and stuff like that because this adds so much damage to the plate for free. It's free damage. You can't ask for more than that. So the 15%, the 20%, and then the 25 from the class mod, you do the math. It's pretty ridiculous. And we're just going with a Quasar. I haven't pulled a 57 Quasar yet. And the action start, it does nothing for the build. It's just a Quasar. But it does do continuous damage. I would love to pick up something like 57 reoccurring Hex Electric. Or even just a Quasar after being thrown gives you better damage type of thing at 57. That'd be ideal, but I don't have that. I'm still farming. But overall, this build does it all. I hope you guys enjoy the footage at the end. I hope you enjoy the build. Leave a like, comment, anything. If you have some critiques, there's definitely some ways to kind of mitigate some of this stuff as well. So take, for instance, if you have a really good defense and you don't feel like you need salvation at all, of course you can dump that into the third point for Supersonic Man. I'm gonna try some stuff with the duct tape mod, but I don't know how well that's gonna turn out, so stay tuned for more of that. But yeah, guys, I like the build. I hope you do too. And yep, see you on the next video. I hope they add some more skill points. And I really like the DLC. I hope you guys did too. If you didn't, or if you did, leave a comment below telling me why. And I might even go around to doing like a long play of the DLC over again. I don't know. It was pretty interesting. I liked it. I think it was actually better than the main storyline. But we'll leave that for another video. Peace.
Light that giant bastard up!
This can't be how you saw this going. to me. And there's the takedown. Time to get paid.